Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the May 22nd Park and Recs meeting. My name is Jim O'Connor, and I'm the chair. We will go around and introduce ourselves.
Dan Zapatka.
Bill Nicoletti.
Debbie Davis.
Steve Besputa.
Jack Pritchard.
Deb Satonic.
Dan Lynch.
So again, welcome everyone. We have a quorum. We have actually Commissioner Shaw is on his way, coming all the way from Long Island. So we want everyone to know that he is going to be here. So let's go. Public dialogue. There is none. So we'll move on to approval of the minutes. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from May?
So moved.
Oh, that's the April meeting. Those are the Aprils.
Yeah.
We're in May. I'm
April
trying to get us into
24th.
June quickly here. I'm sorry. So our April 24th meetings, you got it so moved? Second? Deb?
Yep.
Okay, any additions, deletions, suggestions, thoughts?
Nice
I know you
job.
got the change. Okay, you have those corrections. Any more, anyone?
No.
All approve?
Yep.
Unanimous. There was a few of us that weren't here. Bill, you weren't here. I wasn't here. Okay. And Jack, were you here? You wasn't. Oh, weren't. Bill was though. Okay. Bill was.
No.
Okay, Bill was not.
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a quorum. Oh, there's the man, Mr. Stackpole, also here.
Chuck, how are you? Good, how are you?
Welcome. We just approved the minutes, and now we're gonna head on to old business. Questions from previous meeting, Dan?
There was nothing. I will go over everything during the director's report.
Beautiful. New business, grounds and facilities, Mr. Brasuda.
I have nothing to report. The fields all look good. I was down last Saturday. The Little League fields, they were all used. I went to soccer, lacrosse, and they were used, and the playground was packed.
Yeah.
There must have been 100 people, 100 kids at the
Yeah.
playground Saturday.
Yeah, the playground is
Very
just,
well
yeah,
used. Yes.
it's
Yep.
hopping.
Yeah.
It is.
And we talked at the meeting, I think afterwards, last month, the pool's gonna be 50 years old next year. And Judy Williams is gonna interview Paul Davis about this history coming up.
Awesome.
And he's, I probably Sue and you, Dan.
Yep, absolutely.
So that will be worked on, like she did for the bicentennial with the people she interviewed.
She did a great job with that.
Yeah,
I've
she
watched it
did.
a few times.
Yeah, she
It was
did.
awesome. I learned a lot.
Yeah, and she's, the history of the pool, I didn't know it. And, Paul informed me about something. I'd lived here for 63 years.
No, it was very interesting. He
Yeah,
gave us a
that's
little
awesome.
synopsis afterwards
Yeah.
for about 10, 15 minutes. It was great.
Oh, that's
And
fantastic.
then I saw
Yeah.
Judy a couple weeks ago, so she's gonna be pursuing that, so.
No, she called.
Perfect.
Good, because I think that's we're moving into that next generation, and
Yeah.
saving the history of this town is very, very important to all of us
Yeah.
that are here and consider this home. So
Yeah.
it's an important thing. Thank
Yeah.
you, Steve and Paul. Okay, thank you. Personnel, anything, Dan?
Nope.
Okay, nothing on personnel. Budget, if everybody can take our cursory look, our monthly look, we have, we're at the end, so you might have some negatives you'll see, but it's Dan's wonderful financial abilities to use an Excel document at the end of the year.
That
He will figure out how to transfer them. But we're good,
It's the
right?
same
We
thing
have-
as last month, so yeah.
Okay, and we're in good shape to be able to do our transfers.
Cross
and-
over from
Yep.
to the new fiscal year,
Yep.
everything's looking good.
Good. Town budget was approved. Did What about Ralph Oakenquist's?
Haven't heard a
We
thing.
haven't heard anything. Okay, so that's something I'll talk to Ralph about that when I get a chance.
Sure, I will hear something soon.
Okay, anything from the commissioners on finances or questions? I know I got a question, Dan, from somebody when I don't normally walk with my wife. My wife walks at the track every day.
Yep.
And I went with her once, and I had a question. Electronically, our programs, are we sending them out electronically?
What do you mean?
Our offerings like spring, fall, winter, we
Yep.
send them out to anybody that we have an email that is registered
system,
correct, in the
correct.
system. Well, that's what I just wanted to make sure. That's what I thought. Okay,
And the
I-
website's updated regularly.
perfect.
I have a quick question.
Yep.
Yep.
So the little league fields bathrooms,
Yeah.
like they're in rough shape, right?
Yeah, they've been for
for a
15,
long time.
20 years. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I mean, what do we do about that?
So my recommendation, we've talked about it. We've had them cleaned. We've had them. That to me would really be, because that's a sewer, that would be a little league issue. That's who uses that. I mean, we could help support that in bringing it to the town, but that's what one of the things that I would look that should be an in-kind service. We could look to probably give our donation could come from the people who rent out at Brinley. We could give some of those funds into it to support it where that it could be. But that would be something that I would look at as a town, because that's as a in-kind from Little League and softball.
That's as far as the money, but what about initiating? Like, who would be motivated to want to do that? You know?
Here's the story with that. The bathrooms years ago, Little League used to pay for them to be cleaned by a cleaning company.
Yep.
Got too expensive. They got away from it. They brought the porta potties in. Then they had the porta potties, and then they would open up the bathrooms up by Brinley and Stanky there, and they're not getting cleaned like they should be, or like they used to be with the cleaning company.
Well, it's beyond
so it
cleaning
ne- yeah,
now.
it
It's
needs
like
to
the
be-
rust, and
Yeah.
you know, it's
Yeah.
not
It
cleaning.
It needs an
the
overhaul.
issues.
It needs an
Right.
overhaul.
So,
Right.
so this is what I would suggest, and
That's
it's a
where you
great
stand
point.
now
Yeah.
with that, because they got away from it, and now it's in disrepair.
Is that tied into the sewer now?
No,
No, it's all septic. And we had,
it's lower.
yes, and it's, yeah.
You have to pump it up.
And we used to pump it once a year at Little League, I remember. But I was part of the group that we still, when I left, we were still using the cleaning service. But there was some disgruntledness about that at that point brewing. So I see where we've gone.
Yeah.
I think what we can do is we can start to help facilitate conversations at this table
Yep.
with them. So we could bring Little League here, the president, and we could talk to them about how we can do it together.
Right.
So
I think it's time
we can
for that.
invite-
I mean,
Okay,
the fields
that's
are
good.
beautiful.
Yeah.
And that bathroom doesn't.
Is
It's not representative of the rest of the facilities.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think everybody does, and we could find some funding and support that. But that's a burden that we should bear together. I agree.
Okay. Cool.
Good, thanks for bringing that up.
Okay. Any other commissioners with anything else on the plate? Okay, so before Dan goes, I will tell you, Jack and I just we were here, and that's why we were discussing what we did with our half an hour layover. We had our first Fred Wolf subcommittee from the last time they were here in January with BNL. BNL, I don't know if you guys have been down there. We started to do some of the safety traffic measures, temporary safety traffic measures. We've been working with Donnie. He has some signs ordered. We've done some things, but it's really temporary right now. It's to
Put
keep
in
it.
some curbing
Yep.
too.
Yep. And Jim's working with Donnie on some of the on the new asphalt and some of the drainage issues that we have. Jim's doing a lot. We brought B&L back because one thing was we had to take care of the immediate problems. Now we're ready to have a long-term master plan. we believe our relationship with BNL is good, really good, and they have a good sense. They've done a few. I don't know if you've seen it in the paper, but they've upgraded Bartlam Park, which now has 2 sheets of AstroTurf. Cheshire is way ahead of us. They have a skating center, a splash pad, a walking pad. They've taken Bartlam Park from looked a lot like Fred Wolf to now it's way above, and it's where we need to be eventually, in that sense. So B&L is our preferred agent. They have put together a proposal, and we just approved about an hour ago to send the master plan to the selectmen in the June meeting. It's not a cheap plan, and the selectmen will get to dissect the costs and figure out what they want and what they can afford. We sent it all to them. B&L will do a presentation. We have 2 selectmen that sit on our board, both PJ and John, so they'll be there to advocate for it. This will probably be broken down into phases. They will also help us look at grant money. But in the end, as I said to them, there's going to have to be some substantial dollars invested by the town that we've never really done. We've always done it a little bit piecemeal. So this would it's going to be about a year process. They're going to go do a lot of stakeholders, restart that from scratch. A lot of those people that were in our meeting, they're going to try one-on-one interviews with. There's a lot in their scope and sequence. So everybody will have a voice, and then they'll get to at least a 60% consensus. Jack, is what they were looking at?
65.
Yeah. And then come up with phases, plans, and a master plan that will be brought here. One of the part would be to interview everyone, all the commissioners, because of your interest in history and experiences in the town. So there'll be an avenue for this group to be part of that, and then we'll go forward. So I think we're at the phase to ready now to look at how we fund and develop. I'm a big advocate that asphalt parking needs to be a part of our plan and a priority in our plan, because that's the only way we have proper traffic flow, longevity, safety. It's very, very expensive. And then you need drainage, you need zoning, you need inland wetlands, retentions, ponds. So there's a lot to it, and it's very, very, very expensive, but it's the right,
It's
if we're
well
gonna do
worth
it
it.
right. What?
It's well worth it.
Yeah, if we're gonna do it right, we need to do it right. And that's why I truly believe, since I've been here, and I've been here now 22 years, we've never bonded for any park and rec monies. Meaning we've always used it in we've always become out of either Ralph Oakenquist capital or that. This is something we have to take a hard look at, and I don't know what the selectmen have an appetite for, and what the citizens have an appetite for. I'm not sure of that. I'm just saying it's something that we have to put on the table, because it would be, and I know the state would probably be available to some funds, at least through steep grants or other ways, but we have to look at some options. So that's, is that a good summary, Jack?
That's a good summary.
Okay.
So the plan will take about a year?
About a year, yeah. And they do it in 3 phases, they'll look at the condition, they'll look at different groups, they even talk garden clubs. They'll throw a lot of things out at these groups of what they are looking for. Passive walking trails, biking trails, not just athletics and that sports athletics. They'll look at how we can overall use that, and they'll get the groups together. They'll get us together. They'll get that group. They'll do a comprehensive plan, and then they'll bring it back to us with some of their findings. Then by the time we're done, we'll have usable documents and usable costs, so that we know what design and construction today, say, and 5 years from now, because they know phase B might be 5 years from now, phase A would be now. They give best estimates of construction and design costs. they said they were pretty adamant that they're pretty good at defining those and pretty accurate, which is good. They just came in on one of their projects where they said, it'd be 7.5 million or 5.7. Yeah, and it came in within $100,000. So they're very good at what they do, and that's why they need the year. But I think it's the next step for us, and it's our last real big piece of athletic and active land that we're using in this town. I think they're thinking of buildings, so it should be, done well and thoughtful. And that's the one piece we didn't ever have, and I told B&L and having John and PJ, when we did the master plan, I was part of it, Chuck was here, it was really the park and rec. We didn't have any political juice. We didn't have a table at the selectmen, to get real money.
Yeah, well,
We-
we got the funding for the plan,
And then that's it.
that was it, yeah.
That's what I'm saying,
And we put on
because
the-
that was our juice. We had juice in the capital to get that. We didn't sit at the table where real funds are really discussed.
Sure, yeah.
And I said to John and PJ, that's what has to be discussed at that table, is this master plan, we're gonna spend this whatever dollars it is in the end of what they choose. But if that table isn't willing to discuss substantial dollars investment in the town, is it really worth it, or are we just going through the same motion? That's what I put that task to them.
Through the motions, we could do it a lot cheaper.
Yeah, because this is, yeah, and
We just, with the proposal we're presenting.
listen, that was like pennies to what we're looking at now. Yeah, so, and I don't wanna, I'll let it'll be presented in June and I'll let them do that and let the selectmen worry about the dollars. But that's just really my take of being part of this for a long time. If we're gonna do it, it's financially, we gotta do it right. Thoughts? And you guys, if you ever want any input, thought, you're gonna get an opportunity to be interviewed, but if you really have thoughts or want information, please, Jack or I, we're just the conduits, really, to try to help to keep this group involved and keep, and Dan involved in it. Dan's whole department will get interviewed, Sue, everybody, and we will really, staff, everybody will have a thoughts of an input in that, because we really want Park and Rec to be represented, so.
I know the plan's getting brought up to the selectmen, but when's your next meeting for your committee?
It'll be after that,
Okay.
because that's when we made the motion, so we probably will get, it will be, if we get the approval, which we hope,
Yep.
then we would meet to finalize the documents, and,
Okay.
with luckily having John as an attorney,
Sure.
we'll do that. We'll probably have to talk to Vin, and then we'll
Sure.
enter an agreement by the
That's
first
in like
selectman.
2 weeks.
Yeah, it's,
Second Wednesday
Yeah.
of the month.
yeah, we're ready to move, so,
Jim,
yeah.
which plan that they presented was voted on, or you don't know?
Well, so,
It wasn't voted on anybody.
no, so we decided
No.
what was,
Not voted
you mean
on.
the traffic plans?
Yeah,
So what was decided, great question, thank you, Steve. What we decided was temporary plans would be in place rather than deciding on the loop would be part of a master plan discussion. So we did not go forward with either, all of them are still on the table, but they are going to be part of the master plan, not just the traffic alone. We didn't want to put us into a corner. We wanted, obviously, the last option, option C, was highly supported at this. We got it back now? The hockey guy always, you can't take the hockey guy anywhere.
Yeah, the Ranger game's
What?
tonight, you know?
All your mics are on now.
We're good.
There we go.
That's why I love having hockey guys in the room during the playoff season. That's good. Thank you. That's where we're moving, Matt. We're moving. I'm sorry. The Rangers. But that's, yes. I think it's still on the table, and it was decided rather than doing the traffic decisions in isolation, we needed to do them in the whole big scope. And that's, I think, what the first selectman also recommended.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Great question.
So you said this firm did the Cheshire Park.
They did Cheshire Park. They've done a few. They're like the leading park. Yeah, they've done a lot.
Yukon too,
They did Yukon.
Some of the work that you've done.
Yeah, they've done pretty much all of them.
Any sense on the timeline for the Cheshire Park that they share? How
No.
long just set expectations, how long they spent, or how much time it took to get there? Yeah.
A year. A year
To do all the work at the
no, a year to no, a year to do the plan,
Yeah,
and then
okay.
they start to go out to specs,
Yeah.
and in phases, and probably anywhere from 3 to 5 years is
Yeah.
what I think is
Yeah.
what Cheshire Plan.
That's what I expect.
Yeah, yeah.
Just to set expectations.
Yeah, you're right. It's a year for the plan before we even start going to the state and looking for funds and going to the town people and looking for funds. You're right.
Yeah, takes time.
We're still, but we'll have a polished, full comprehensive plan, within that.
Up to date.
Yeah, up to date. And really with, our whole economics since COVID, everything changed so drastically, costs and labor and everything. It's really put our old plan really out of, they're gonna try to take some pieces of it and use it as good data and information. But they even said it's basically like starting from scratch.
Yeah.
So that's the update I have.
Thanks.
You ready? Director's report.
Yep. Okay. Obviously, all of our spring programs have begun, running well to this point. All summer camp registrations obviously have begun and have been very steady. Sessions 1 and 4 of day camp are full. We still have openings in sessions 2 and 3 for those at home and are still interested. Traveling teens, weeks 1, 2, 6, 7, and 8 are all full. We still have openings in 3, 4, and 5. 4 and 5 are very minimal. 3, there's a lot because that's the week of 4th of July. So that's the update with camp registrations. All of our other summer registrations, swim lessons, all of their summer programming starts on Monday, June 3rd. For those that are interested, especially swim lessons, because of course with the online registration, those classes fill up very quickly. Steve touched on the parks. Obviously, our guys are busy. We're in full bore here with sports and activities down at Old Tavern Road and Fred Wolf Park. Also, all town grounds, obviously, events. The pavilion rentals are through the roof. Every weekend, we got stuff going on. Memorial Day is this weekend. The parade is Sunday. Ceremonies at the gazebo start at 10:30. The parade follows the ceremonies on the gazebo. Looks like a good weather weekend. Should be good there. The aquatics report is attached as well. Information about the lifeguarding training course. It's complete for the season. They won't have another one until September and October if you're interested at home. There's some other information there. The pool is closed on Sunday for the parade as well as Monday for Memorial Day holiday. Our fitness room is closed on Monday, Memorial Day as well. The softball league kicked off 2 weeks ago. We have the Monday Night League and the Wednesday Night League. We only have 5 teams in the Monday Night League. 1 team plays a doubleheader each week. And the Wednesday Night League was able to start tonight. Last week we had bad weather Wednesday, so there are 6 teams in that league. Obviously, I just went over all the summer information. All of our summer camp counselors have been hired for the summer. Interviews were completed, and everyone was hired by mid-May. And my last thing, I would like to congratulate our administrative secretary in the Park and Recreation Office, Lynn Plaskowitz. Last week at the Orange Community Services Pasta Festa dinner, she was honored as a living treasure. She received the Living Treasure Award, along with Judy Wright and Sharon Ewan, 3 very prominent women in this town. And I went to the event. It was very well done. And Lynn, Judy, and Sharon, I'd like to congratulate all of them, but especially to Lynn, who works in our office, does a lot for us, does a lot for the town. And she was well deserved of this honor, and I was happy to be there. And it was a very nice night, and I just wanted to congratulate her.
Yeah, please send our congratulations along with it. Congratulations to all three women, especially Lynn.
Did she cook the pasta?
Steve,
No,
you know you're gonna ask that question.
She did that for years, but no, Lassie's of Milford did it. It was very good.
Oh, there you go. As long as it's good pasta.
No, everything was good.
That's awesome. Congratulations to everyone. That's fantastic. Commissioners, any other comments? Anything? Okay. Motion to adjourn. Who do I got? Jack. Second, Deb. All in favor, aye? Aye. Have a good night.
Good night. Have a good
Enjoy
holiday
the
weekend,
beautiful
everybody.
weather.